Okay.
Just not doing it.
Takes a minute to warm. Hello there. Hey, we're live. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and it's Yolanda Stark's White Day. Hello, yo.
Wait. Day?
Day, you get a day.
I know by default because the other people not
Well,
showing. But
well,
that's get it
Coy,
how you can, huh?
Coy has gone to the bright lights of the big city. She has been cast in a television show, and so she's on it, and she's also sick.
Right.
So I'm not sure which came first, the sickness or the casting in a television show, but no Coy today. So it is Yolanda Stark's White Day.
Well, Sybil, I've been trying to tell you for the past 10
30
years,
years.
30 years, I'm all you need.
That's right. That's right.
And you go get it one day.
One day, one day.
Mhm.
But I'm a still look for some. No, I'm kidding.
You're gonna look for some real talent.
Nope, nope. I got all the talent I need right here, right there, right there. She's the one. She's
Man,
the one.
you
She's
keep
the
trying
one.
to. That's all right. I just keep showing up.
Yep, yep. That's how it happens.
Yep.
That's how it happens. Um, how are you?
Sybil, I'm lifing. I don't know. I just wanted you to feel at home. Wait, is that what it's called? Lifing? What is it?
Adulting.
Adulting. Yeah. Girl, this adulting.
Mm, mhm. Well, you've had some practice at it. How's it going?
I've had a lot of practice at it. It's fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah. As opposed to childing? I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing.
Ooh, so is my adult life better than my childhood life?
Mm,
Yes, by far.
okay.
By far. You wouldn't say that, huh? Your childhood was charm. You ain't Ward White.
I had a pretty good childhood. Yeah.
So do you have a better childhood than you do your adulthood?
Well, I mean, my mom used to call college 4 years of subsidized irresponsibility. And I feel like that's what my childhood was. I didn't have a lot of, I didn't have a sibling to be responsible for. I didn't have to clean house and cook meals and do all that kind of stuff. My mom cleaned house, but she didn't cook the meals, so we were okay.
Yeah.
Um, and so I had a pretty good childhood, I must say. I mean, there's always going to be some things that you go,
Right.
oh, if I could do different. But yeah, for the most part, it's okay.
That's awesome.
Pretty darn good.
That
But
is so beautiful. That and Sybil, you never had any illnesses or anything when you were a child?
no,
You never like broke a limb?
never had a broke. Well, they thought I broke, or they thought that my foot was broken at one point because Keith, childhood friend, well, family friend, dropped a load of wood on my foot to toughen me up.
Shut up.
No,
Did
and
somebody beat his ass?
I think they did,
Okay.
but
How
I did.
old were you?
Well, how old was I? Like 7 or 8.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he said, "You better not tell," and I didn't tell for a while, and then something happened, and my mom, inadvertently hit my foot or something, and I just, in exchange, she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And then all of a sudden the tears came down, and Keith did this,
Right.
and then she got mad, and she went. She went and called Auntie Mill and told her what Keith did, and Auntie Mill went and got uh, that track from the cars, the plastic track that you used to wear for Hot Wheels,
Yes.
and she wore his ass out. And she said,
That's
"I'm gonna
some
leave the
hard plastic.
right," and she said, "I'm gonna leave the phone off so you can hear it."
Wow.
And as it turned out, they took me to the hospital to see, because she was a nurse and she insisted that we go check out my foot, and no, nothing was broken.
Oh, wow.
No, so
Wow.
I knock on
So you
wood.
actually went to the hospital for that?
Well, we didn't have urgent care.
Girl, let me tell you something. When I was about 8, 9 o'clock, me and brother were playing hide and go seek at Big Mama's house.
Uh-huh.
And so brother was running straight and the post was here. And so brother was running straight and I was running this way. Well, brother went this way and I went straight
Right
and
into the pole.
my head open and it
Oh my
bust
God.
my head open. You think they took me to the hospital? Do you realize how much it would cost to go to the hospital? They put me in that back room.
Auntie Mill was a nurse. We just went right in.
Girl, let me tell you something. They put me in that back room and they put some sugar on my head.
They put sugar.
Told me, I think they gave
me.
Lay
down.
They may have gave me a little hydrogen peroxide. Don say hydrogen peroxide is for everything.
Right.
And told me to lay down. I'll be all right. But Sybil,
they give you a peppermint.
Sybil, my daddy was so mad. Sybil,
I'm dead.
So mad.
So was it the next day he found out what happened?
It was weeks and weeks and weeks
later.
Oh,
yeah.
Because it just wasn't a big deal. They didn't tell my daddy. And so when he saw that big slit in my head, he's like, whoa. I was like, I ran into a brick wall. Sybil, they would not take us, girl. Go to the what?
Right. So one time I was on the playground because we lived across the street from the school, and I was on the playground at the school, and somebody like threw something, and I was like, oh, but it didn't hurt.
Right.
And I, said, let's see, and I pulled my hand back, and it was a lot of blood. Ooh. It was a lot of blood, and so they rushed me home. Come on, we're going to your mama. And so they went. My mother's like, oh God, what do we do? And so she called Auntie Mill, and Auntie Mill said, bring her on over here. And she said, I might, it probably won't, we'll see if it requires stitches or something. And we went over there. She put a butterfly bandage on it. And it was
You did have a charmed childhood.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Good night.
Okay, now you got to stay awake. She told me you got to stay awake to see if you bleed to death. It's like,
that was what was funny because my folks, they had all of these remedies that obviously worked. The only thing, I don't know if it was salt or sugar. I don't know what that did.
Uh-huh.
But the telling me to lay down and just go to sleep.
Right.
Is that the thing you want to tell somebody to do that have
a
head?
I don't know if you want to tell them you got to stay awake to see if you bleed to death.
Well, that makes more sense. I mean, you want to stay awake to see if you stay alive.
I'm still bleeding, but I'm alive.
Girl, you are silly girl. I'm still
here. I'm here. I'm asleep. Okay. Good night.
So when are you in the clear?
The next day, because
okay.
She managed to stem the bleeding, and like I said, she put a little butterfly, and then the next day we went over there and she changed it, and I was good to go.
Gotcha.
But it was so weird. It was just like it didn't hurt, and then there was all this blood, and it was just.
And
crazy.
It was in your head.
It was right alongside my temple. Yeah.
That is just such a sensitive area.
Right.
Just the word is take your kids to the doctor. I'm just saying.
And my mom wasn't opposed to doing that. It was just, like with my foot and stuff, they went and had an x-ray done, and that was it. So
see, but I bet you went and got your teeth cleaned every year.
Every 6 months.
As a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't do that.
Okay. Did you brush every day?
Yeah, we had to brush every day. And we couldn't eat candy. I mean, we had
to. So you made up for that.
No. We had to take care of our teeth because our mama wasn't going to take us to the doctor. So, yeah, we had to go at the beginning of the school year to the health center and get that physical and your teeth and your ears and your eyes. We did all of that. But that in between, we didn't do that.
Yeah, I didn't mess with that.
But that's why you couldn't eat a lot of salt because sugar, because you go get the sugar.
Right. Isn't that funny, Yolanda? I remember when you would just eat so much candy and Tom would say, Yogi, you gonna get the diabetes.
He sure did.
And Yolanda's like popping stuff. I mean, it's just like,
Yeah.
cotton candy and you name it, it wasn't chocolate. It was all
No,
the like
it was
the
now
taffy.
laters,
Yeah,
taffy,
yeah,
Skittles.
yeah.
Yep. So anyway,
So thanks for telling me how you're doing.
I told you this life in this
Yeah,
what is
you're adulting. You're
this
adulting.
adulting?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes. You're fine.
We are here to talk about lifing and adulting and childing, and also talk about our What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our effort to super serve the African American community with stories that inform and empower you. Coy Malone is our social justice contributor, and she is normally here to tell stories about uh, Black folks being done wrong, quite honestly. And today, she has a yet another story about a Black man. This time, this Black man had enough. He's a 41-year-old Black man by the name of Maurice Bird. He was the owner of Razor Reese's Salon and Spa in Hatboro, Pennsylvania. And he had a history of disagreement with a 37-year-old white man by the name of Stephen Strasburg. The final dispute took place June 8th, involving a racist tirade and murder. According to the Hatboro police, Bird called the police saying that he was being verbally assaulted by Strasburg while at his shop. He was standing outside his shop and waiting for the police. He was standing outside of his shop, and Strasburg started yelling racial slurs. He said, "I just had to shoot him," he told the 911 dispatcher after firing 7 shots at the man outside of the salon. And just before the shots, the dispatcher heard Strasburg saying, "You gonna shoot me, N-word?" And the
Wow.
operator heard 5 gunshots, then a pause followed by 2 additional gunshots, and heard Strasburg call Bird a dirty N-word. And the witness said that he also called him a drug dealer. The
Race.
white guy called the Black guy a dirty drug dealer, called him a dirty N-word, said, "You're going to shoot me, N-word," called him a dirty N-word, and then called him a drug dealer. He confessed to the dispatcher that he shot him and remained on the call till police arrived. And he had gunshots to his face, his shoulder, back, and was rushed to a hospital where he died. And Mr. Boyd was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, third-degree murder, and possession of an instrument of crime.
And this happened on June 8th.
June 8th, yeah. Not even 10 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah. It's particularly sad. They obviously had history,
Right.
and I'm not saying that he should have shot the guy. I can't say that,
Don't say
but
that.
but I do hope that he has a good lawyer, because first degree murder, third degree murder, and an possession of an instrument of a crime. Okay, so you own the gun. That was your gun, but first degree and third degree murder. That seems a bit excessive. No.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Well, one is has to do with premeditation, maybe.
Okay. So he
Um,
premeditated. Okay. And the
but
other?
I'm not sure. Ask a lawyer in your house.
Okay, I will. Okay. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's sad.
It is sad. It is very sad, and you don't want to see it. And Coy's like, when we asked them to say why you need to know, she said, "We're never taken seriously until we react." Well, yeah, that's true. But this is you don't want to see
But
things go to this level.
I just wish that we wouldn't. I wish that it didn't matter what other people said.
Right.
I,
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you're a kid, sticks and stones.
yeah, but words sometimes hurts.
Yeah.
I just hate that we allow words to hate us, especially from people who we know don't mean us any good.
Right.
Why would I allow what you call me a racist name? So, but I don't know what he's been through and what, so I don't like
And to what level, they've reached disagree.
I just know that his life at 41
It's over.
is done.
Yeah.
He's done because somebody pissed him off.
Yeah.
I hate that,
Yeah.
Sybil.
Yeah. That's the saddest part of all.
I hate that.
2 lives are gone, and one of them, It just should never have happened. Should never
Wow.
have happened. It is Ministry Monday in the newsletter, and our friend Willie Mae McIver talks about prayer. Do you pray?
Yeah, I do. Well, I talk to God a lot, and there was a season that I wasn't really talking to God, and not I didn't feel separated or anything, but unfortunately, I think it's tied into me going to church.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm going back to church every Sunday, like me and God, and I feel better. My communication with Him, it is better, and I don't know why. Physically going to church is the impetus to that. It's kind of, you know,
I
I know.
talk to God all the time, but I don't get anything in response.
Well, I try to tell you what God said, but you don't want to listen to me. I'm just telling you, Sybil. Now, God told me. What do you think about those people that come and tell you what God
God told me. Yeah, the Lord put it on my
Yeah,
heart.
God put it on my heart. Yes. Yes.
Because I do pray. I pray over my food. I pray at night. I don't pray in the morning, but I do thank Him, for making it through another night. Um, but I don't. I don't feel as though He is communicating. Maybe through some way or another He is, but I'm not sure what that is in terms of the
So,
manner in which He's communicating with me. But let me just say this. Willie Mae calls prayer talking to God.
yeah,
And as you said, that conversation can be between an individual or a group. It can be organized, unorganized, spontaneous, or planned. And He will be there for all of it. Whenever you're ready, He's ready.
right. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But Sybil, so do you want to hear Morgan Freeman? I mean, what?
No, no, I told you about the one time. I think I told you the one time that God spoke to me, and it wasn't Morgan Freeman. It was just it was a voice, and
James Earl Jones?
no,
No.
no, I can't even tell you who it
Brother?
sounded like. Oh,
What,
heck no.
if God has what if God had brother's voice?
And we all be in trouble. That's God? Really?
God can use it. Simple God could use who He want to use. You don't
That's
get to
true.
decide who
That's
God
true.
used.
That's true.
Maybe
But
that's why you haven't heard because you
maybe
closed
yeah,
off to
because
the voice.
I'm just thrown off by and I would hate for it to be one of those little tinny little women and talk like that because that I'd be like, God, really?
Like my mama. What if it was my mama's?
Your mama has a lovely voice.
My mother sings
She does.
like a little third grader when she talks.
And she calls me on my birthday. You are my sunshine, my only. Yeah, she's sweet.
Ah,
Sweet.
Lord have
But
mercy.
when I get to the pearly gates, and the first thing I'm gonna ask, the second thing I'm gonna ask where my mama and my daddy are, and the second thing I'm gonna ask is, "You the voice, brother, is the voice of God."
So the good thing is Verdine White has moved down on the list.
Okay, so that's number 3. That's question number 3. Lord, what does Verdine hear when we hear serpentine fire and he's like this? What does he hear? What song is playing in his ear?
Lord have mercy. You're silly.
Okay.
Well, or we got another suggestion.
Okay. Maybe it was Cardi B. Tillman was.
What if God was Cardi B's voice?
Oh my God.
That is very funny.
And the same language?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh,
yes.
Oh my God. Oh
yes,
because
sometimes you got to use different languages to get different thoughts out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some people can understand it.
Okay.
Whew. All right.
Okay.
Finish a little show.
So those are some of the things that are in the What You Need to Know newsletter. We'd love to have you subscribe. A couple of things that I wrote about in today's newsletter was about the Supreme Court decision uh, making the ban on bump stocks for semi-automatic rifles unlawful after the 2017 mass murder in Las Vegas at the Country Music Festival. A man used bump stocks in order to turn his gun into an automatic machine gun.
Right.
And the Trump administration put the ban on this, and the man who has the patent to this took them to court, and the conservative members of the Supreme Court said, no, we're going to allow the bump stocks to continue. And it was really quite contentious because Clarence Thomas said, "Oh, just that it shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be black, and there's no evidence that it turns it into a machine gun." And Justice Sotomayor said, "Look, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, that bird's a duck."
Yeah.
And she read that. I mean, it wasn't just it. That was her dissension, but she read it from the bench on Friday. So those are the kinds of things that we talk about in the What You Need to Know newsletter. We'd love to have you subscribe. Please go to SybilWilkes.com. Give us your name and your email address, and we'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. And
so before you move on,
is
somebody going to do a story about the draft? Is that Cameron? The draft being mandatory?
Oh, you know what? We hadn't talked about it, but I would like for him to do it because that was on my list, but we didn't have a meeting.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
tell him to do that because I'm curious. I haven't heard much conversation.
No, there hasn't been.
That's a big deal,
and it should be.
We need to be talking about. Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go on with your show. Because hold on, Sybil. Let me show you this. Just give me 1 second. Just talk amongst yourself.
Okay. And so we put these stories together, and like tomorrow, I'll be talking about Juneteenth, a day ahead of the national holiday. And that's also our day. Tuesday is also Celebrity CPA to the Stars, Katrina Kraft. She is in there giving us great information and tips for people in their regarding their finances and taxes and what have you. Also, we have the little known Black History facts in the newsletter. We have the HBCU corner, and we have Yogi's Jewel, as well as birthdays. Midnight Rider, send me the segment sheet and I will produce tonight.
Because I'm not doing a good job. Can we go to the next segment?
And you really search for that too.
Shut up, Sybil. You're not to call me out. Who knew?
I'm going, well, dang, what else do we have in the little newsletter? So let's move to the what's really going on question of the day. And I'll tell you why I came up with this question. And I know the answer for you, Yolanda, for the first question. So the question is, do you have a tattoo? Why or why not? And do you want one? And if you plan on getting one, what will that be? What will you have inscribed on your body? And I asked because there's one of these crazy white boys. His name is Steve-O. He's a comedian. And he's on the show Jackass in the movies. And he recently got his first face tattoo after Post Malone drew a phallus on his face. A men's private part.
Oh.
He drew it on his face.
You saw it?
The sausage and the meatballs. Yes. And he had it tattooed to his face.
So, but you're so good. Not the sausage and the meatball.
It was a sausage and the meatballs.
Or penis.
And the
okay.
Testes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
So I thought it would be more fun to call it the sausage and the meatballs, but okay.
So do you want a tattoo? I can see you with a tattoo.
Not at this age, no. I think I'm too old for one now.
Oh. So
And I don't know what that age was. It was just one day I woke up, and I remember being with my friends when I was in my first radio job in Fort Myers, and we were talking about getting tattoos. And then I got another job, and we, kind of all dispersed, and so we never,
okay,
did
so
that.
let's say that you were 22 again. What would you get
I don't
if
know.
you were 22 in today's time?
I don't know because I don't know what kind of 22-year-old I would be.
Got it. So you wouldn't put your name, your mama's name,
No,
rest
no,
in peace.
no, no.
No. About
Although,
how about the Chinese words that we don't really know what it is?
right. So I could do it, and they go, "Why would you have the recipe for cheese tortellini written on your arm in Chinese? Why would you get a tattoo for the tortellini recipe? Why would you do that?" What about you?
Nope. Have no interest in it. Nope.
I mean, there was a time I'd probably get a star or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aloha.
aloha. Yeah,
Yeah.
get or maybe a sunset or something like that. But now it's just like it just seems too painful, and
Oh, that's
and these
yeah.
people are. I don't want to offend anyone, but it used to be an art form. Now everybody, I mean, every street corner, you can get a tattoo, and a lot of art. A sleeve
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
leg, the entire leg, and no, that's too much. And especially as you get older and your skin is not quite as supple as it used to be.
Well, I used to be I'm honest enough to admit that part of mine is
Is it religious?
that religious ideology that was baked in my head that I don't believe, but
Hmm.
I'm still under a lot of the religious bondage that I was taught, but
Hmm.
that not marking the body that they speak of, that's
Right,
probably why,
right,
I'm
right.
held back on that.
And the only people I knew were people who were in the military and came back with, from
I just don't
their
find
duty.
two things. I just don't personally, I don't find it attractive,
Hmm.
and I don't find it um I don't find it artistic. I mean,
Hmm.
I know you that you do it as an expression of your I don't it's like, okay. I don't know how creative I think you are because you have a butterfly on your back.
Right. Or they call those tramp stamps
Well, I think the tramp
on your
stamp,
lower back.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the up close.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Here, let's get to some of your people.
Okay. Okay. So the questions about tattoo. Michael Stallworth on Facebook. No, I don't plan to because of the pain involved in getting one. In addition to the fact that it's a permanent inscription. Now it depends on where you get it. If you get it on the fleshy part as opposed to right on the skin, like a bone or something.
That makes it not permanent?
No, no, no. The pain.
Oh, the pain. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it.
Margaret Walker. No, no, no. Like the pain. No, like the pain. Okay. Sylvia Crawford on Facebook. No, I don't have a tattoo. They're painful and disfiguring. Some people have attractive ones. Some do. Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen an attractive tattoo.
Oh, really?
No.
TYO Dimples on YouTube. Nope. No marks. If not born with it, I refer to the scripture on that choice. She's right there with you, Yolanda.
Yep. Yep.
Um. Oh, and TYO Dimples added on YouTube. My doc said about 1/3 of people with tats get hepatitis. Hmm.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, that'll stop that.
Okay.
Jacqueline, you have a few on
Yep.
YouTube. Jacqueline on YouTube. We'd like to hear where they are and what they are. Zelma Moore on Facebook says she has a small rose. And Zelma, where is the rose? Tab B on YouTube, a picture of a.
How about that?
Tab B says
just
a picture of
just
a
a
book
book.
for me. Just
So do you do that because you might forget that you see the purpose of the tattoo is to express creativity or remind you that
it's
you
a
are loved?
reflection of something,
Okay.
of perhaps of a person, perhaps
I
of
don't have to
an
understand
event.
everything.
H2O eyesight. My aunt got her first tattoo when she turned 60 on YouTube. H2O I said, yeah, yeah. Colby Smith on YouTube, I have 4. A flower, my zodiac sign. All right, Leo. Is it a Chandler tattoo on my chest? A Chandler or a chandelier? And a tattoo I got that matches my best friend. Oh wow, I don't know what that means. So does that mean you got?
You want to think about doing a tattoo?
You're not gonna do a tattoo. You're like, you know what? You go first.
No, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. No, I'm sorry, Sybil.
Right,
I love you.
Right.
We've had a 30-year run. This has been great. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Yep. And my dear told me.
Right. Hold on. You don't hear God. I hear God and my dear.
That is funny. Gwen Webb on Facebook said, I wanted one until I found out I had an autoimmune disease that affects my skin. So I'm a little scared. So it just won't happen.
Good,
and so, Gwen, what would have been the tattoo of choice before you found out? Just curious. Pamela Sullivan on Facebook always was curious, but too scared. It would have been the tiniest butterfly. Maybe a butterfly with just one wing. Manuel Murphy on Facebook, no tattoos, wearing hat backwards, or pierced ear for me. My dad would roll over in his grave. Wow.
So, Sybil, the fact at this age, I decided to get a nose ring.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah. But tell people why you decided to do that. And it's not religion. It's not.
No, you know what? I just wanted to have a bonding moment with my niece.
Y'all couldn't just go get a big red soda and call it a day.
We did that. We got the big red soda. Now what?
Okay, and then
we went and got matching ear piercings. But here's the deal:
nose piercing.
I'm sorry. This could close up, so it's not it's nothing permanent. Like the idea, like the fact that I've been in my house for 16 years, I'm not that much of a permanent person.
No, you're not attached to anything.
A tattoo, that's a lot.
Right. You barely wear a wedding ring from time to time.
Ouch.
But
he doesn't know that. I always wear it around him.
Oh, sorry. He's not watching. He's out with the dogs. But I'm just curious. With the nose ring, you've been very diligent with this. Like you've had some real serious challenges with this.
It wasn't that big of a deal. The thing just wouldn't stay in my ear. It took it a long time to heal, and it wouldn't stay in my nose.
It looked painful though.
It was a little painful. Could you kind of we'll all look at the time. Where is Rough House? We just started moving. Listen.
Do we have any others? Joan V on YouTube says, I've gotten henna tattoos before. It's super. Do you remember when we did that, Yolanda?
Yep.
We did that before a Sky Show in Atlanta. Adela Cooper on YouTube says, I have 11. 11. It's one more. Where are they? What are they?
That's
Charlotte. Okay. Charlotte Bowen Bellamy on Facebook. No tattoo. I wanted to. It just looks painful. At the time, I wanted a heart near the ankle. Is that where your heart was?
Yeah, right.
Brenda McCutcheon on Facebook. As you get older, the only invasiveness you want in your body must be life. That is true. Z Walker on Facebook. My maternal grandmother had a rose that was on her arm. Wow.
And so does it fade or does it shrink or
does it get bigger? Does it kind of move around as your skin becomes more supple? Zelma Moore on Facebook. I don't have one. If I was younger, I would get a rose. Rose seems to be a butterfly or a rose. Janet Ferguson on Facebook. My mom loved butterflies and it's on my calf muscle. All right, Janet. Okay. All right. Very good. Randall Andrews, I have 7 tattoos on my arm, he says on Facebook, all different types of flowers. Oh, okay. I guess if I were to get a flower, you get a yellow rose from my mom. Sylvia Crawford, my daughter has her deceased father's initials and a neat small heart. She says that on Facebook.
Oh, Sybil, check this out.
Margaret Childs on YouTube, no tattoos reminds me of slavery. You know, That's really interesting. A lot of people have said that to me, and especially,
So is it for the branding?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I always thought that was so painful for men um, in the fraternities that got
Right.
branded.
Right.
It just seems to.
So, well, here's one. We don't have a lot of time to
Okay,
go into
this is the last one.
this.
Jacqueline on YouTube. Yep, no Hep C. Instead, the arm stars for Baby I'm a Star when Prince died. I now have a Prince love symbol. Okay, on the opposite arm, a tulip and a small heart on my chest. To
Now,
match.
just a sidebar for that. I wish that I could love something or someone that much that I want to have a permanent.
Nothing about Lionel Richie. Nothing
No,
about.
as much as I love my daddy, I don't know that I need his initials on my body to remind.
Right.
I just think people who are that into it, I just love. I don't have that. God, when he was putting me together, he didn't give me that.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the Phantom, when they see different celebrities that you cry, I don't have that.
I wish you would get like one of my favorite sayings that your daddy said one time, waiting for your little brother to fall asleep. Watch for that little MF, or you're just gonna fall out right now. I would love if you just got that on your leg. That would just be so funny to me.
Really.
Mr. Williams was so funny. All right, let's move to trending topics. You got anything going on, Yolanda?
Ain't nothing going on but the rant.
Rant. Okay. And can I just tell you today?
I am that corny.
Yeah, okay.
I like it.
Can I just say, she normally tells us when for yoga class, don't just meet me there, beat me there. I beat you there today. Can I?
You did. I was Sybil. I was impressed with that. And I didn't know if I should mention it or not, but I did notice it. Thank you.
Well, she has a thing about time.
Yes, she does. It's called respect.
I'm not being disrespectful. I just stuff happens.
I know.
And so I haven't been to yoga because I look at the clock and I'm not going to be there at 1:00. So I just go back to work or find something else to do.
Well, you know what's so funny, Sybil? And like even today, it was so hilarious because when I don't do yoga there, I do some stretching. I do some stretching every day. I'm just committed to doing that. But it was so funny today. We haven't had yoga in a week. And people, let me tell you, they were wore out. I'm like, really? Really? And so it's kind of like starting all over. So yeah. What's the lesson?
To be on time and to get there every day.
Or don't stop.
Oh, I didn't stop, but I still, it's a different kind of workout for me, when I do it by myself as opposed to.
Me too. It's different.
Stand up. Put your back up straight. Put your shoulders back.
Hold on. I'm gentle. All right, everybody.
That's not what I hear. That's not the way
that's not what you don't hear the Sybil. As a matter of fact, Sybil, you know what was very interesting today that I found myself? I was doing something and I was like, ooh, wow, ooh, this is and in the middle of it, I said, am I that instructor? Girl, you are that instructor. Sybil, if I had me for an instructor, I would be down laughing. I would be like, "Really, girl?"
We give each other the eye very often.
Sybil,
because sometimes ladies and gentlemen should get introduced to. Ooh, ooh,
that's good.
Or she'll say something that to her is very profound, and she's like, felt that. I felt that.
I laughed so hard. I was like, are you that instructor?
Yes, you are.
You're my best friend. Why you didn't tell me?
Because it amuses the hell out of me. It's
like I'm playing a character, Sybil. I had a experience. Like, what are you doing? What is delicious? It's delicious. What?
Ooh, that stretch is delicious. Really? It's pretty dang painful to me. No, it's delicious.
Okay. I had to get that from somebody. I don't know who I picked up my persona, but it's like, whoa, that's a
you've taken so many yoga courses. I think you have developed an amalgam of different instructors.
Girl, I don't know who that. Ooh, that's good.
Because the only pose that
It do be good. It be good.
it'd
When I
be good,
I
it'd be
get in
good, do be good.
it
Ooh,
be good.
the only pose that really is a reflection of you is laughing baby, and that's because you have this really powerful laugh, and
Yeah,
that's the only one that is reminiscent of the old Yolanda.
me. So
It's
the
like,
rest is
yeah,
like. So for the record,
all of this new, ooh, ah,
I hate
that's
you.
not her.
I swear I hate you.
That's not her.
Oh
That's
God.
that's not my partner. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So other news, things that have happened today. Governor Westmore, I love him so
Oh
much.
yeah.
He is one of the brightest and one of the nicest and the smartest people I've ever had the pleasure to meet. And if you ever want to read a really good book, he did a search for because his name is Westmore, and I'm not sure how he came to recognize that there were other Westmores, but he wrote a book called The Other Westmore
I
and
remember that.
talked about the different roads that their lives took. Really brilliant,
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. Well, he's gone on to become the governor of Maryland, and today he signed a historic executive order pardoning 175,000 Maryland convictions related to the possession of cannabis, including
Wow.
convictions for misdemeanor possession and certain convictions for misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia. So
Sybil
that
is great.
is great.
Oh my
Yep,
goodness.
yep. This represents the latest and largest pardon for misdemeanor cannabis possession charges for any state in the country. And the inclusion of paraphernalia makes Maryland the first state to take such an action. He
So how
said
many people, babe?
175,000 convictions.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So he said Maryland made history when we legalized cannabis by referendum, but we cannot celebrate the benefits of legalization while forgetting the consequences of
Right.
criminalization.
That's right. Good for
No
him.
Marylander should face barriers to housing, employment, or
Right.
education based on convictions for conduct that is no longer illegal.
That is great, Sybil.
God
That is
bless you,
great
Westmore.
news.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Good for him.
yeah. He's a great guy. This is a sad story. A woman was killed in a Marietta, Georgia apartment over the weekend, and she's been identified as a doctor at Morehouse. Um, and they arrested her ex husband. She was identified on social media as Dr. Samantha Woolery, a first year surgical resident at the Morehouse School of Medicine. Her body was found Sunday morning after she didn't show up for her work. Her coworkers went to her apartment and found her body inside. The door was unlocked. The Marietta Police Department was called and they began their investigation. They uncovered evidence that led them to believe that she knew her attacker and that the possible attack suspect had left the state. And this afternoon, they announced that her 49-year-old ex husband, Mickey Anthony Woolery, was taken into custody by police in Carmel, Indiana,
Mm.
which is his primary residence. And he's being charged with felony murder, felony aggravated assault, felony aggravated battery, felony possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, felony malice murder. And they are now working with the Indiana police to have him extradited to Georgia. The Morehouse School of Medicine described Dr. Woolery as deeply cherished for her kind and engaging spirit and her remarkable ability to connect with everyone around her.
So she was a student, or was
Mhm.
she already a doctor
No, she was a student of,
of medicine? I assume.
yeah, a surgical resident. She was a first year surgical resident.
Oh, so she
So
was a resident. So
she was
she's
a,
already gone through med school. So
and
she was
she
a
was in her residency. Yeah,
resident.
yeah.
So I assume you're telling the story because it's black folks.
Yes, yes. Um, and it just breaks your heart. And they talk about how nice she was, what great promise she had,
How
and
old
and
was
she was in her 40s.
she? Mm, mm.
So this is a to change the subject. this is something we talked about at yoga today, about how President Biden is pictured and portrayed in the media, and they're always trying to make him look like he's confused, or he doesn't quite know where he is, or he's kind of dawdling and things like that. The White House is now slamming viral Biden age videos. They are saying that people are using the media and using these pictures and altering them. And they say that this is the truth. With, like, over the weekend, they showed a video of President Biden and President Obama at the Biden Harris fundraiser in Los Angeles, and they showed a picture, and the headline was Biden confused, Obama has to guide him off the stage, something to that effect. And they showed that video. It's a video. They have composed this video, and the White House showed the correct video, what they shot,
Wow.
and it was
So
not
they
that at
altered the
all.
video?
They altered the video. Yep, and they're calling them cheap fakes.
And we're so hungry for nonsense.
Right.
We just jump right on it.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that's why I can't do this.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre fumed at the viral clips circulating that are often selectively edited to make President Joe Biden look senile, dubbing them cheap fakes.
Right.
She said there seems to be a sort of rash of videos that have been edited to make the president appear especially frail or mentally confused. I'm wondering if the White House is especially worried about the fact that this appears to be a pattern that we're seeing more, asked a reporter during Monday's briefing. They're done in bad faith, and in some of your news organizations have been very clear, have stressed that these right-wing critics of the president have a credibility problem because the fact checkers have repeatedly caught them pushing misinformation, this reporter said. And so we see this, and this is something coming from your part of the world, calling them cheap fakes and misinformation. The Washington Post wrote about this, and they said Republicans use misleading videos to attack Biden in a 24-hour period. And to their credit, they gave the conservative Washington Examiner and gave them credit to say, they are mindful of this and not doing it. But the New York Post is the worst.
Yeah.
And these are all Murdoch, and what they did cite were Murdoch-owned media sites.
But Sybil, we are participants in that because, Black people or Democrats or whatever, we like high siding and making fun of people. And like I shared with you guys today, the meme or the video or whatever where Biden was at the Juneteenth. And he was just looking like, yeah, this is something. What if he just wasn't into the music?
Right.
Because that's how I would be if I was at a Van Halen concert. Yeah. And I was with my friends like, yeah, y'all go on and enjoy it.
But not at a Springsteen concert. I bet you would really enjoy it.
You think so?
No,
Wait, but what about the album cuts of Springsteen?
Okay. But you're right, and I said that it was perhaps because he was. I thought that he was tired because he had just flown in from the G7. But thinking about it and watching Kirk Franklin, that would make me just kind of like,
what is he doing?
Kamala, what do you call that?
But hold on.
And booyaka. And it's like,
because hold on. I'm one of those in the audience that's jumping all up and down and running across the floor and so I could see it's like going to a holiness church when they break out and get the Holy Ghost. Right. You're like,
whoa.
And that's okay. Because if you're not used to something, I don't know that makes it that you are against it because you're not familiar with it. Right. And that's but we have to stop being a participant in that nonsense.
Although I must tell you, I probably been a little weirded out when Billy Porter took Mr. Biden's hand and kissed it. I'm just saying that was just a little unnerving for me. And I saw it happen, and this was at the
Why did he do that? Like,
like he went to take and he kissed Mr. Biden's hand.
Well, that's nice.
He was very performative. Yeah.
Yeah.
One more thing I do want to mention, and that is the loss of the great Angela Bofill, the singer-songwriter, and then all of the hits, I Try, and This Time I'll Be Sweeter. And I went through a lot of her songs, and yeah, it was a lot of that. It took me back to my teenage years and discovering Angela Bofill and playing those songs. And my mother's like, "Look, I don't know who this little Negro is."
Right, right,
But it was like, this time I'll be, she's like, no,
right.
no. I, I'm gonna leave you alone with your thoughts and your music, and
I
I'll be back later.
tried
Hmm.
to do.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah, she was 70 years old, and they had to say that this was not fake news this time. A couple of times they had said that she had died. She had suffered a couple of strokes
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago. But unfortunately, this time was true and passed. And they're going to hold the funeral the end of this month in California. Uh, I loved her. I just
Yeah.
absolutely loved her and never met her.
Hmm.
All the people that we met and had an
Never did
opportunity.
the show with y'all, huh?
No,
Hmm.
no. So let's look to entertainment. One of my favorite nights last night. I like some of the award shows, and the Tonys are one of them for the best on Broadway. And
Girl, it was the Tonys again.
it's every year, every June.
Girl, I'm telling you, I just feel like the Tonys was just 2 weeks ago. Didn't we just do this? Where the
No, it was the daytime Emmys last week. Now
no,
they were
that,
close.
that little girl who she's Spanish, she's Puerto Rican or something,
Mhm.
and she does all the dancing. Like,
Yeah,
wasn't she the host?
this is her third year.
Girl, that wasn't last week. Ooh, Lord. So you watched it again?
DeBose is her name. Yes,
Yes.
I was there for all of it.
Okay.
And we had phone club too. It was Myra Jay, and me. Yes,
Wow.
J. Anthony Brown. But this was Black Actress Excellence last night.
Okay.
Four, several, I want to say four, but the Black actresses dominated in the awards
Okay.
last night. Malia Joy Moon stars in the role of Ali in Alicia Keys' Hell's Kitchen, won lead actress in a musical.
She won it?
She
Oh
won.
my
She
goodness.
won. And
Oh,
the performance for Hell's Kitchen, not only did Alicia play, but Jay-Z was on stage and spitting out to New York Empire. Oh my God, it was so great.
so
But
is it Alicia Keys' play that she's
yeah, Hell's
producing?
Kitchen. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So she won for the leading actress. Also, this is the one that got me. Keisha Lewis won, played Moon's mentor in Hell's Kitchen, and this was so powerful. She said, 40 years ago yesterday, I entered I think she said the Imperial Theater and began my Broadway career, and that was Dreamgirls.
Oh,
And
and she
she
won. She
she
won
won
too
featured actress in a musical winner, and
Uh,
that was for Hell's Kitchen.
under the Hell's Kitchen. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. She was so great, and she thanked everybody and took her time because there was one guy nobody knew who he was. This was his first win, and he took and he went past it. This is why some people have such a sense of power,
Entitlement. Yeah.
entitlement. Um, he talked that how the music comes up. He talked past the music. Then people are clapping. He's still talking. And so she's like, okay, you gonna do that? Watch this. And she did it. And she ended up with telling people, if you have a dream, never give up.
Beautiful.
It was so great. Uh, so this is a play that we saw that Yolanda may not remember. Pearly Victorious. This young woman, she played. You don't remember the play, but Cara Young won for Best Featured Actress in a Play. She did a great job. It was a hilarious performance, and she won. And in her acceptance speech, wishing everybody a happy Father's Day and thanked her ancestors and her father and her mother, and for all that they sacrificed to get her to all of her lessons, and then back to the parties, and then back to her lessons in school and all this other kind of stuff. It
Sweet.
was really great. And then she also thanked Ruby Dee and of course Ossie Davis, because Ossie Davis wrote the original Pearly Victorious, and
Yeah.
and Ruby Dee created the role that this young woman won for.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it was a great one. And then the last one, Didi Ayite made history as the first Black woman to win a Tony for Best Costume Design of a play for her work in Yaya's African hair braiding, which is a really great show from what I understand. And there were a number of nominations there. I love Broadway. I absolutely adore it. And Yolanda kind of indulges me when we go.
No, I don't count it. I definitely do.
Yolanda very much indulges me. And very, very, very much. And I know there'll be some revivals of plays. She goes, didn't we just see this? But yeah, I absolutely love it.
Nice.
Except when they just don't seem quite like Broadway shows to me, and then that's when you love it, and that's when I question.
Oh, right. The strength.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. Right.
Let's close out with the jewel. So congratulations to all those beautiful sisters.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Any Black plays?
So Yaya's braiding and hair design, Hell's Kitchen, and Pearly Victorious.
Nice.
And then there was this really interesting play. There was only one Black dude on the stage. It was a very white play, and he was the playwright.
Oh.
And I kind of figured, because he had this real strange look on his face when he was walking up to accept it, and then they stepped aside and let him speak. And I was like, and he said he used his family for a lot of this. So like,
well, his family could be white. Anyway,
Joel. Yes.
Being honest with yourself is the first step towards personal growth and self-improvement. So let's be honest with ourselves.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest and tell you we've run out of time.
All right.
And we do need a producer. Yes, you did, Midnight Rider. You did produce a great show tonight. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you all again soon.
All right.
Aloha.